I go to my honey. Ooh, it smell like dope. I gotta have it fresh, so I go to the Saints Club.
All right, Rock and Red, we back in the building. No script. Hey, man, we going at it. Look, I'm burning Palo Santos, so there's not weed I'm burning here. I'm burning Palo Santos. I need some good vibes right now. And I've been sick, so this one here is like the chakra for your digestion. So I'm burning that. I've been on the Palo Santos burning. Like, I like the smell of it. Keeps me in a good mood. It's something like I would guess it would say like sage, but it's a wood that it's a healing wood. It does a lot of stuff for your mental, but we'll get into that in a whole nother one. But I'm burning Palo Santos. What's been up with you?
And just got back from the water park. Man, you ever been to the Pirates Bay in Baytown? I don't know how long
I drove past it like many times. I ain't never been there.
Man, that place is awesome. And if you like water parks, and I haven't been to one in a while, but man, long story short, in my opinion, because I grew up going to Water World and Fame City Waterworks, and that was I had as much fun today as I did when I was a kid or more. And they've got everything you could want there. They have about 9 different big slides of different sorts, and a lazy river, and a wave pool, and some other stuff.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. Wave pool. Fun did a concert there last weekend, and
I hadn't done it in a while.
Coming next, so they're pretty cool, man. Shout out to Baytown. Anyway,
Baytown, shout out to Baytown, man. I've been driving past that place for years.
You want to cool off? Sorry, what'd you say?
I've been driving past for years and never been to that place. Like, I'm not like, I guess like I did the stuff with the kids now, and every now and then we do stuff with the boy, but it's just like with me and him, it's like, you know, we like he plays sports, so our thing is like we get not going at it. Like we are wrestling.
It's a different thing. We're with kids from 5 to 8 years old. So
okay. That's the age that is fun. Like, yeah, bro, and I remember when my daughters was young like that. Like, I took them to Branson and we went to a water park in Branson, in Branson, Missouri, and that was like they still talk. That was the weekend where I didn't say no, but like I think they were like, I think Tasia was maybe 10, so they like 10, 9, and 8, and Bree is like 4 or 5 or something. So they little girls, they can't fathom too much. So it was easy not to say no the whole weekend. Just whatever they wanted to do, just I ain't saying no. They got rooms, they got their own hotel room, they got room service the whole weekend. They was doing all type of stuff. Like we did photo shoots, we went, but the water park was like the thing. Like the water park was lit. Like, and I just ain't did stuff like that since they was little. Like, without little kids, it's like Christmas. Without little kids, it just ain't that fun no more.
Yeah, if it was just the 4 adults, we probably wouldn't have gone there. And of course, like
Exactly,
Kelly was like,
exactly.
I wish they had liquor here or beer or whatever. But you know, that's what adults would want to do. But they actually didn't serve that there. But it was fun. It was good, clean fun.
It's still fun with the little kids. That's why I love little kids, bro. I love little kids. Like that's the. I can't wait to get some grandkids.
I had such joy today, and my little nephew Bradley gave me one of his. He says not his favorite Pokemon, but one of the ones he likes a lot, and he wanted me to have it.
Whoa!
Shout out to
man, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Caliper. And I don't know anything about Pokemon, but I told him I would keep this in a safe place for him. If he ever wants it back, he can have it.
Man, you probably need to put that thing in laminate or somewhere. That thing might be some money later on. Ain't no telling with Pokemon. Pokemon is like from the cartoon to the grown people running in the park looking for Pokemon. Like it just grew to something different.
Do you remember that era? When I'm sorry, and because you were coming in hot and we're just having small talk. We'll get to that. But God, I remember it was 2017 or whatever, when grown men, and that was the beginning of the decline of a lot of stuff. You could say that things have really been going bad since that.
Yeah, that's when people started to get stupid. That's when people started to really get stupid. You're just like,
you know what I'm talking about, right? I don't even have to explain.
Yeah, and think about it. You say 2017. I know some people right now today still playing that game.
Like right now, the thing where you're walking around looking for stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They're still playing. Grown people, straight up grown as can be, got problems, jobs, and kids, and they still out here playing Pokemon. Yes,
I mean, who am I
everybody
to
still
say
playing
what's
Pokemon.
stupid and what's not? But
It is weird. It is beyond weird.
there are
I
things to
will
do with
never.
your time if you're anything
Yes.
over 12 years old.
Yes, like that's it. The things that occupies the mental of adult these days really floors me. The things that adults can spend their time doing, it floors me, man.
That's
Because
just me.
if
Maybe
we
I'm
had
wrong.
think about if you had saw your mom or dad in like the late '80s, early '90s, spending their time doing
What the
something
fuck are you
stupid
doing,
as-
Dad?
Yes, we would be like, "What
You're
the
supposed to be at work right now.
Like it would blow your mind, bro. I think about that, but shout out to everybody still playing Pokemon. All right, so bro. So, all
Okay.
right, so
What?
we had the storm. Let's get to something. We had another storm. Like every time we talk, it's a storm, isn't it? The last
You
time
mean
we
the,
talked,
the one the other night? That was
yeah,
just
the other night. Every time we
lightning
talk, it's a
storm.
storm. Legitly, like every time we talk, it's a storm. Like so, a lot of people up in Spring lost power. Shout out to everybody who didn't have power, man. I saw trees falling down, wind damage and all that stuff. I've been, I got roof flames out in Cypress and all that area there right now going on, but it's it seems like the storms are getting more frequent. Like we are waiting on hurricanes to come from south, but meanwhile we getting hit with these 60, 70 mile per hour wind, little hailstorms like on a regular. Like, is that the climate change that we've been talking about for years?
I have to tell you, man, I sat and I didn't know that was coming, and I had my shades down and I heard rain, and then I looked outside and I saw off towards the bay just continuous lightning over and over and
Yeah.
over and over. I called my dad or texted him and I said, "Is it raining where you are?" And he was like, "No, a little bit stuff might be coming." I said, "A lot of stuff's coming." I said, "Hunker down." And then I looked at it, got so crazy. I started thinking, I was like, in the Bible, or I'm like, is this crazy weather part of the end of it all? That's
It is
honestly
the
what I
Bible,
thought. I'm looking
the
up, I'm like,
Revelations.
this is really scary. I'm like, it's
Revelations,
scary
yeah,
lightning out
Revelations
there.
does say that. Revelation says the war.
And I'm, no expert. You could tell me if I'm wrong, but I know that there's, But
But yeah,
honestly, I'm looking out the window. I'm like, if this kind of stuff's just gonna pop up regularly now, like you're saying, I mean, what are we talking about here?
Yeah,
That's one thing I've never argued necessarily against, just out of political leanings, is the climate change thing. Because man, it's hot, and the weather has been erratic and crazy for the last 5 years. So I don't know. I'm almost thinking they can control the weather, and that there's chemtrails and stuff. Like I don't know what
I've
that's
heard
really
that.
about.
But I
the
mean,
weather, we can't deny the weather is getting insane and extreme in different directions. The coldest winters, the hottest summers, all this crazy rain. I don't know. So what do you think?
Well, the Revelation says that in the end, the weather will be at war with mankind, and it will be the biggest killer of man will be weather. So, floods, tsunamis, mudslides, fires, all these that happen naturally. That's God coming for us, bro. That's God coming for us. And the crazy thing about it, like being in the roofing field, the insurance field will say, if it, like when the freeze happened, it was so widespread, they don't want to pay. They'll say it's an act of God. But all weather is an act of God. There's no kind of weather that happens on this earth that, I mean, and they say, they can make it rain. And I believe they can put some stuff up in the clouds, make the clouds heavy, make it rain. We're producing hurricanes.
Well, certainly not that the other night.
Yeah.
No, there's no way. That was insane. And it made me wonder what causes a lightning storm like that. What does that mean?
It did thunder. I heard the thunder for like 3-4 hours, like just off in the, like from my side, it was just off to, looking toward the bay. Like you say, you just saw the darkness and you heard it rumbling for hours. And I was just like, man, like it sounded like bowling. Somebody was dribbling bowling balls, like just constantly, like just like, man. But the rain didn't come till way later. that I just think it's the extreme hot and extreme cold. We're trying to switch in this extremely hot summer. So the extremely hot Gulf air hitting that extremely still, it was ice, it was snowing like a month ago in some parts of America. So that wind hitting each other, you're gonna have some.
I'm just showing, and you may just see the continuous. This is me looking out.
That's all it was for a long time.
Just continuous lightning, and this is not. I just turned my phone on. This isn't nearly one of the. I didn't catch anything great.
Yeah.
Look at how often it's happening. That's.
It was there. And I was looking at the apps and it shows like the strikes, and the strikes was just so many stacked on top of each other. It's just like white jumble, but it's just like that's it's climate change, but it's also a sign that we're getting close. I'm not saying we in the last days, but we're getting close, man, because that's what Revelation says is when the weather starts to be the biggest killer of man, that's when we're getting close. I mean, think about it. Who controls the weather? God controls it. So if the weather takes you and somehow you die to the hands of weather, God actually took you. I mean, so it's it's one of those things that I don't know if we can stop it because it's actually written in the Bible, or if it's a thing that has to happen because it is written in the Bible. But that's a whole nother podcast.
I think one way or the other, we're here in this time for a reason to be a part of whatever is happening and to live the best we can and do what we know our purpose is here on this earth as people. And I think I'm certainly doing that. I hope I'm doing that.
I definitely try.
I mean, the efforts that you put in show that you're trying. So, it's an interesting time to be alive.
Yeah, man, it is. I'm glad I'm kind of glad I got the perspective I got it, because if I'd had my old perspective, I probably would have been losing my mind. Like if I'd been like right now and I had the perspective, or if I was the person I was like 15 years ago, first of all, all my businesses would have collapsed. They wouldn't even got to this level. But also like I would have, like the world, the way it is now, I don't know if I would have dealt with it as well as I do now, without like being in God like I am, just constantly being in school, constantly learning. Just like I was reading something in class the other day that says, I should be reading like a book a month. I was just like, wow, a book a month, that's a lot of reading. But I read like 2 books a year. So I say I try, but according to some measures and my measures that I feel like I should be doing, I'm still just getting started on many levels. So, but it's so much that's happening right now that I think that everybody would have. I mean, we saw it with shout out to DC Young Fly and his family, for using his wife, but we saw that with DC Young Fly when he broke down and showed everybody how when you got that relationship with God, things that seem so hard just ain't that bad no more. It just ain't, man. It's like I should be losing my mind business wise, but Gucci, I'm good. I'm probably better than I have been in a long time, but it's because of God keeping me, like my brain, like even when it's bad, I don't lose it like I used to.
Is he the one who spoke about his wife or somebody? Yeah. And I don't know how she died, but that's
they still haven't said how she died. But yeah, we talking 85 South, DC Young Fly. He's a ghetto legend. Shout out to ATL. He's straight out to ATL, Southwest Atlanta, but he 85 South Show, which is one of my favorite podcasts. It's probably the biggest podcast on the planet, but also like one of the livest show. And matter of fact, what it is,
I've never even heard of that. I need to check it out.
Today, matter of fact, today on Netflix, y'all go watch the 85 South Show on Netflix. It's dropping today, 6/24. 85 South Show. I think they live on Netflix. I'm gonna be watching that as soon as I get off.
I'll watch that. I have no idea what that is. I've never heard of it.
Oh, bro, when you talking about Chigo Bean and freestyle, and he can freestyle any song, not freestyle, but he can sing rap probably any song from, I would say, from late 80s to now. I've seen him actually take Twista's verse on one of Twista's songs, and Twista couldn't
All you
And
had
he
to say was
did
take
Twista.
Twister's verse because I don't know that anybody can rap one of Twister's verses.
Oh, whoa, Chico Bean did it. He did it in front of Twista and better than Twista could do it. Twista couldn't even do it while they was in. Yes, that's how bad Chico Bean is. Chico Bean go hard, but DC
Chico Bling?
Chico,
Bling?
no, not Chico Bling. Chico Bean.
I was gonna say I ain't heard that name in like 15 years. You pulled that one out of
oh
nowhere.
boy, that's a Freudian slip there right there. Yeah,
that
not Chico Bling. Shout out to Chico Bling next time.
That was very strange. Very strange. Okay.
No, Chico Bean. He's on all three of them on Wildin' Out. We talking Carlos Miller, DC Young Fly, and Chico Bean from all of them on Wildin' Out. But Carlos Miller been stand up like for years. But DC Young Fly, he got he started on like the Vine, then he became YouTube, and he built. But like they are a comedic force that will have you dying laughing like beyond laughter, bro. But their podcast, In the Trap, everybody know what In the Trap is. If you watch the 85 South show, you In the Trap, like that is where black, that is the new black. That if you ain't doing nothing black, you ain't in the trap. You ain't doing nothing truly black. Like you're gonna be in the trap then, because that's where you're heading. Like, so all the legends fall through there, but everybody that's doing big new things also fall through there. It's kind of like the morning show of podcasts, if you would. Yeah, that's what
like
it is.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah, like the Breakfast Club, a podcast.
Yeah.
A podcast.
Which I haven't watched in a long time. I used to watch all the time, and I don't anymore. I watch
the Breakfast
further
Club.
Into the fringes. I can't watch. I don't do anything mainstream. I'm in the fringes of it.
You like to be out there. You won't be out there. You won't be out there.
Podcast. I have no idea, but I'll watch.
Oh man, yeah, like you want to tune in somewhere.
If it's as popular as you say it is, that means I probably don't even know what it is.
Yeah, like I mean, that one's like I would say right below Drink Champs. So Drink Champs, then 85 South podcast. Yeah. Drink Champs. Only reason I say Drink Champs is bigger because it's got Diddy behind it, and Diddy and Nori, and like the way they push 85 South. Their thing is they actually go live, like they actually tour, like comic tour. Yeah, so so this one on Netflix is probably them three on stage in front of a live audience, and they kill just as hard. They kill.
That's a new lane, is to take like your podcast and do it, and once it gets so popular, you go to a city and you do it on stage with your voice.
Yeah, but this is different because this is three comedians that freestyle and make up songs while they're there.
Okay.
Yeah, right. So it's like I'll tell you, it's an experience. You cannot put it in a lane with nothing else because like they can freestyle. DC Sock can sing. They keep a mic with auto tune just on the side of the song, so they just might just bust out in the song at any, and got a live band playing. Live band is playing with them. Yes, this is a live band that's on their podcast that make beats. Yes, man, I'm telling you, it is a experience. It is nothing like. You got to put comedy with podcasts, and you talk to people who just walk the crowd and just start talking about anybody, including the security guard. Like they don't care. But it's a comedic experience, bro. But y'all go, man, tonight.
I'm gonna check it out. That's it.
Yeah,
checking it out.
So let's get into some of the.
There's a lot to talk about. What do you want to talk about this week? There's a lot.
You take the reins.
You said you were coming in hot, so I want to know what was on your mind.
I mean, I can go in so many different ways, but I'm gonna let you take this one. Where you at on this on what's going on politically and everything else that's going on? What you got on? What's the new take?
Well, okay. I figured the only way to start is to talk about the biggest story of the week, which was a tin can submarine. Unfortunately, you've been following this?
Not really following. I see the memes. I heard about it. I know how much it costs. I know it's a bunch of rich people stuck down there and they got lost and basically did it to itself. But besides that, I don't have much interest in the story.
That's sort of and the fact that you didn't have much interest speaks to you're on the right path, because I wouldn't have had much interest in it either, and I didn't until it was everywhere. And
it's everywhere.
People started to get very sensitive about it in a weird way. You couldn't make any fun of it. All right, so did you see my post?
My feed is nothing but making fun of it. So I don't know
Good,
if you don't have a
good.
sense of humor, I'll kick you. Yeah, I'll kick you off my feet if
I
you
would
don't have a
argue
sense of humor.
that it's healthy, and it wasn't anybody that I knew that did it necessarily,
Yeah.
but it was what I was seeing other people do. Now, all right, so here's my post about it. And this it was just I saw it and I was like, this is about how I feel, unless it disappeared. Oh, yeah, I'm white, but I ain't. Let's get in a submarine and go look at the Titanic white. That was my post. And everybody laughed at it and nobody got on me about it. But Carrie, our friend Carrie Weisenbaker, stole it and put it on her timeline. And I looked over there and about 3 or 4 people were mad at her for it. That's insensitive. These people are dead, da 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 da. And I'm like, look.
All right, so
if anything, I'm making fun of myself here. And I'm not touching on the fact that it was idiotic what they did. If we're just being honest here, when you learn about this thing that they got in, I don't care. I'm sorry that people died. I'm very sorry there was a young person on there. But what the hell were you thinking? It was controlled by like this, for one thing. That's one. And I mean, that's one thing, but there's more. And I won't get into it too much technically, but the thing was not built very well. And they intentionally did not hire people who were qualified to do this in the name of getting diversity and younger people that they wanted to push up, instead of getting quote unquote 50-year-old white men that are the actual engineers who normally have worked on these things. And that, I mean, but for whatever reason, it was completely stupid that they allowed this to happen, and they fired their safety engineer who told them that this thing should not go. They're going to die if they do this. They fired the guy who said that. So that's sort of on it. That's a little bit of it.
But my thing is, I'm gonna take on what you just said. I feel like you're doing 50-year-old white guy stuff. So you need 50-year-old white guys to tell you how to do it. You don't need to be diversified with young people.
If it's 75-year-old black women, that's who you need. You need whoever is going to
kill you. Yes, you need the people.
This is not a joke. This is not a joke.
I mean, straight up, if they were trying to diversify,
yes, that is 50-year-old white guy shit.
Because it is 50-year-old white guy shit. So who you should need to have them? That's who I want.
He said that out of his mouth, and it's on an interview.
I really, bro, I'm telling you right now, if I go out on the water and the person who is running that boat is not white, he better have a hard Jamaican accent. I'm just saying, I need somebody I know messes with water on a regular. I don't need you sounding like you from Boston and talking about parking lots out there on the water. Like, nah, I don't need your Boston accent. No, you take that back to Boston.
You need to sound more like a pirate or something.
I need somebody.
Not a pirate.
I need to know you.
And we're joking, obviously. That's the whole point. Is it should never be about race or age.
No, man.
We could call it ageism as easily as we could call that racism or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's
we're not going to take interns and put them in here because we want to have a Chinese woman and a black man and all of this. This is ridiculous. Yeah, people died because of it. But they would have died anyway because this idiot CEO cut corners in every other way. This wasn't the only thing.
I was going to say, I think they died because of negligence, and the suit that comes from the negligence is probably going to be a bigger case or a bigger story than the actual submarine. Like, when I knew it was big, when my daughter texted me something and said, I miss the way we used to be with a submarine or something. And I was like, what the hell is you submarines? I don't even know what you're talking about. And it was like, the way we used to be, Heffa, you got a job now in life. It's called you getting grown. Like, what is you talking about? But I didn't even, it was in the group chat with my wife. So we trying to figure out, what is she talking about? And we had to the submarine story, like, all right. So that's when I realized it was everywhere. Like, my daughter's actually texting. I'm just like, what does this submarine got to what? I don't even know what she's talking about. But that type of stuff. So it was everywhere. I think if you got a healthy comedic background, you have any type of like I got a healthy sense of humor. Like I can laugh at some stuff that other people might find dark or weird or too hood or too ghetto. I can really laugh at some of that stuff, but that's because my comedic palette is wide. Like it goes from Richard Pryor to Gallagher. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
shout out to Gallagher, man.
Yes, like that's how far it goes. You know, like from Richard Pryor to Gallagher, and I'm like literally that. So, and that's my comic palette. Like it can go from now to there. So I can find a lot of stuff funny, and sometimes, you know, like I say, my daughters have been crying and pouring their hearts out, and they'll say something. I'm like, that is so hilarious. And my wife's like, that ain't funny. I'm like, yes, it is. Why do I have to miss the joke just because she's crying right now? It's just like, no, that was a good joke. Like she missed that one. That one should have been on posted or something. Somebody need to post it.
The thing that bothers me though is that the type of people that jump to, you know, you should not be making joke. Anything you say about this is wrong. Are the same people that put the "We stand with Ukraine" flag up immediately without even thinking about what that meant. Get vaccinated, which whatever you want to do with that is fine. But the people that wanted to tell on their neighbors, I mean, you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah,
I'm sick of having to deal with the people that just look at everything on face value. Guess who also caught a lot of heat? PSK, our boy, for just questioning on Facebook. He talks about how, first of all, people were upset because he was being mean, but second of all, he was questioning, let's think about this. These people have a reason to disappear, some of them possibly, and then you look into the companies that one of these billionaires and the practices that involve basically slavery. There's a lot of reasons these people might want to disappear, and you can't even bring something like that up without people
mean, think about
you're being mean. You're being mean because no, we need to question these things. We need to be
PSK. Think about the music PSK made. Like they said stuff that in the Southport Coalition that sticks in my brain. Like sitting in church drinking a 40 of holy water. Those gangsters them said that. Like they said stuff like that. So that's PSK mentality. That's why I fucks with him like that.
Mentality.
He still thinks like that.
Questions.
Yeah, like
I said,
like
keep going. When he was like, damn, I'm sorry if I piss some of y'all off. Like, don't be sorry. Anybody who's I'm sorry, man.
I mean, but yeah, no. It's people. It's like with 9/11. Like some people get really offended when you say, you know, 9/11 was an inside job. Like people get really offended when you say something like that.
Really be. We've got every reason in the world to question a whole lot of things and things that have happened in the past too. That now we can look at and it's like, well, we kind of already knew that, and it's probably true. And you know, we've talked about some of these things before. You just mentioned one.
Oh man, I mean, think about it. Like we realize that the government will pull the wool over our eyes just for their own. Yeah, so we realize that, and so now we look back on some stuff. It's like that's why that didn't make sense to us. That's why that flag is flying in space. You know, that's why stuff like that. Like we realize it now, and so we were like, oh, yeah, y'all got us. But now everybody's so sensitive. That is, what if it's life involved? Let's not question it. I don't care if it's life involved.
That's what
if something makes my brain question, and then I'm a questioning it. It has nothing to do with life. It's no disrespect to the life. It's not like I'm saying that their life was less then, but it's just your life was involved in something that I'm still questioning. So I'm still questioning. I mean, for instance, like, I don't know why today I was feeling sick, so my stomach was all messed up. So I ended up watching the 3-part series on the subway with Jared on HBO, the whole little Jared. Yes. Like, so you realize that, a company as big as Subway could just be covering up for a pedophile. Like, just because they don't want to lose their stock market value. In America's a big stock market value. Like they don't want to lose American stock and value. So they'll cover up just about anything, including presidents who do coups and anything else. Like they'll cover up anything just to keep the value of America right. And I don't think that this government or at any time has a limit to where they'll go to keep that stock of America up. And they will do anything to us. I just don't think they have a limit. including
right now it's being dismantled, you know, at a rapid pace, in my opinion. And there's how much time do we have?
We 10 minutes. We 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
We don't have enough time to even really get into that, but one day, just pay attention. So I think
that's another one. That's another one
going on. There's some stuff out there.
I think we just might do like a conspiracy theory one, like and just roll the theories, like take the theories and just really dive into them, like we might want to do that. Y'all put it in the comments. Let us know if y'all want to see us really go into like the conspiracy theories. Like let's really go into.
That's easy enough to do because there's plenty of conspiracy theory iceberg YouTube videos out there, so we could just look at your favorite one, Mike, and then we'll just
I think we just might do that.
Talk about what do you want to talk about, and then we'll debate, or not debate, but just talk about what we think is really going on.
Yeah, I mean, because like I've been wanting to do
one.
We're
in clown world right now. We might as well look back at all these things and go, maybe
for real. We got the information out there. We can go look at it and research it, but then we can sit here and roll it over ourselves and really talk about it, because I think a lot of times some of these subjects, the storyline or the narrative gets skewed by the person who actually is doing the research and not actually the research itself. Like they don't do the research itself, so they take that research from the person who's doing the podcast and never actually go do it themselves and then think about it from our perspective. I think just being from this area, our perspective pretty much covers just about everybody in this area, and I think they'll appreciate it coming from us rather than hearing it from Rogan and then the 85 the whoever podcast that they made, these big stars that they don't know, like us, and this is our take on it, straight out of Dickinson League City area, like Clear Lake, you know what I'm saying? Just instead of do it like that. See, but we had it like it was.
I was just doing a little LC real quick.
See, I was double C. I don't even do no LC. Like,
what are you doing?
This is Clear Creek, like the C5, like it's like Clear Creek, like. And the thing about it was like we made them like C5s, like we literally made it C5 because it was Clear Creek Cash Crew. So that's like Clear Creek Cash Crew. You see how fast I can say it? Like
you what our company is, right? My company, CCC, Custom Concrete Coatings.
Yeah. And see, I saw that. I wonder if Brian tried to do that. I was like, he probably did.
It's not a gang. It's not a gang.
Pull up
may
like
have
gang.
Employed some gang members at different times.
I have employed members. I always try to employ felons and all that. I don't never let them steal nothing from nobody. But I try, if I can employ felons, gang members, anybody who used to be. I ain't gonna say current gang members because I'm not banging with you at work. But but I try to employ felons, man. Like, cause like where else they gonna work? Like, if you don't want them robbing, you. I'd rather have them working for me than robbing me. So I figure if I could try to put some money in their pocket and show them a way, and like I said, if you come work for me, I'm gonna try to teach you the game. I'm gonna try to teach you the game. Try you. Many people have left me and went and got jobs other places on stuff they learned right here in my company. So.
That's what I was saying earlier. You're on this earth for a reason, doing good things where you can, and I try to do the same thing, man. And that's what you just said. Just proves that. So,
yeah, man.
I think
that's what my dad did. That's what my dad
did. Yeah, come out here every day. Try to be a good person. Try to leave this earth a little bit better than you left it, or that every day improve upon the world a little bit. And that's the biggest. Man, we all have to do that right now. This world is crazy and it's sad. And I've had a few friends in the last week talk to me, and people around you are struggling, and we're all struggling. It's hard to stay strong sometimes. So be there for your friends, be there for everybody when you can. Do what you can when you can. I think when God's putting somebody in front of you for you to help them, and I feel like you go through this life like I do, you're going to see, I'm out and running around all the time. You're going to have plenty of opportunities to do the right thing or the wrong thing. And when God puts it in front of you, do the right thing.
Yeah,
doesn't mean giving money to everybody that's asking it for you all the time, because some of that's just not the thing to do, but maybe carry some water around with you and start giving out cold bottles to people.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I tell people like in the summertime, man, keep a 5 or 10 on you just to drop it on somebody, bro. Keep a 5 or 10 on you because like that makes the difference in a person that's homeless out here in this heat. $5 or $10, man. A cool drink, a couple, something to eat. Like, man, it makes a difference. And this heat is like it's brutal, man. Like, you got to think about it. You got a place to go to chill, to bathe, and when you don't, man, days and days out in this heat, it wears on your body. So I say, man, take care of this homeless out in this heat. I try to, I run into people all the time in Dickinson. Dickinson's small community, so you know the homeless people. Like you know their names, or close to their name. You might get it wrong. I get it wrong sometimes, but you know them. Like so, you see them. So it's just like, man, drop them a 5, drop them a 10, drop them a 20. Whatever it is you got, bro. Whatever you got loose on you, but keep you a couple dollars on you just to drop to the people. Just because, man, it's hot out here and it's rough. But not only that, like they struggling in this world like we is. We got homes and cars and AC and all this, and we still struggling. So imagine what their mental state is out there on them streets and with not no place to stay. Don't know where your next meal coming from, and ain't got no viable income. So like their mind is just as messed up as ours is. Or it may be in a better state because they don't have a phone and they don't see social media. I don't know. Maybe not.
You know who I just thought about? If we have a second, the very first time okay, I got time then. The very first time I went to the gas station and did the show with you, very first time, you had already talked to a girl. I think she was from Louisiana. She was sitting on kind of the curb, and had a conversation with her. I wonder how she's doing. She wasn't.
Man, I don't know. I think about her every now and then. I would like to think like she had like some big aspirations, and like I end up like she was one of those people like I didn't do it on camera, but I like slid her 20 like off, and like she broke down in tears, bro. Like it was just like she was feeling my vibe, and she was like, "Man, you out here doing good," and she was just chopping it up with me, but I could tell she wasn't from around here, like she, and she just ended up, and then she was telling me how she just ended up out here from car to car, house to house, and just ended up out here. But like, I like to believe she went back home after that, like because like I could tell she came, like she had braces. Like you somebody got a dental plan on you. You got braces. Like she came from a good home. She just got caught up.
Who did that for her,
yeah, she just got caught up, and like I like to think she made it back home, man, and she doing somewhere good. And I like to think that conversation sparked that, bro. Like sometimes you don't get that closure, or like when you out in the streets like that, like you don't get that closure to see what happened. And I like to think it went the way that the prayers that we prayed went. Like, but I don't see her out here no more. She not around here no more.
She remembers you. No matter what, she remembers you. She remembers that day.
Yeah, I think she would. I mean, it's a lot of people. That girl I gave that $40 to, she was so happy that day.
That was just funny though. That was
hilarious, man. I'm on sabbatical another till the middle of July. So after that, I'm gonna be back up there. Like after July, probably July, August, I'll be back up there. But I'm taking my 6 weeks off because I've been doing a lot, and I always take 6 weeks off just to refresh. And usually I'm finishing classes, and right now I'm behind. I got like 3 weeks to finish classes. I gotta finish, so I gotta get back into school and finish all that. And but we're gonna be back up there pretty soon. So we got 1 minute.
I can't wait to see it. And I ain't gonna be up there talking to your ass because I'm kidding. I will be. But here's the thing: is I might just pop in the background like with a soda or something.
No, I think what we'll do is we'll just do a live version of this. Boom, up there, and then I'll have two. I'll just do two.
I'll co-host that thing with you for sure. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, we'll do a live one of these, and we'll do a live one up there, and then I'll do the recording for the He Speaks up there too.
Yeah,
and I multitasking. That's the way we do it.
I'm down.
But, hey man,
we gotta figure out how to keep that machine shop noise down. That's the only problem.
We're going to the other side of. I already talked to Mr. Patel. We're going to the other side of the store.
We're gonna stand by the taco truck. That's a better place to be.
Taco truck's gone, so we're gonna be totally free right there. It's gone.
Red truck now, man.
Rocket Red, we back in the house.
MLK Boulevard and Beach Road. And Highway 3.
We back in there. Highway 3 and Deep. Hey, y'all catch us up there live. Rocket Red, we back in the house. Hey, y'all, it's been another good one. Y'all be blessed out there. Peace.
I go with my honey. It smell like trouble.